Let me tell you a story. You see this raft over here, and it's got all these funny looking umbrellas. I've been rafting a lot. Let's say I've gone rafting around 20 times, whitewater rafting. I once saw a raft that was, normal size raft for like 8 people. It was kind of big. It had two guys on it, and it looked like everything they owned was on the raft. They literally had everything you could physically pile onto a raft piled onto that raft. And the guy was sitting in like a lawn chair or something. And he was very comfortable in the middle of the lawn chair. I think there was a second guy who was kind of in the back because, the guy in the back steers the raft. It's just kind of easier. The guy in the wheelchair, in order for him to steer, he'd have to get up. So, guy in the front had these rows. Did I say rows? I meant oars. He had these rowing devices. And the guy in the back was, I just noticed, look at what this guy's doing. He's jumping in the air, pretending that he is strumming an oar. When they flip the raft and the guy stands on the side, they do that on purpose. It's not like an accident that the guy stands on the side. Um, One of the things about all my adventures, unfortunately, it was before YouTube or Facebook, and the camera quality was really bad. Maybe if I go through my backups, I'll be able to find my travel photos because most of it was 20 years ago when I was younger. Traveled all over the place. Did so many sports. I did almost every sport you can imagine, except for like windsurfing. I didn't do, and hang gliding. I never did. Um, it's hard to think of a sport that I didn't do. So this guy had all of his stuff, and because I've been so many times, I've got a lot of different stories. But usually I went with a large group of people where you'd go and you'd have like 5 or 6 rafts. Or if I went with my friends, we would have maybe 2 or 3 rafts. And I remember there was one funny one where um, these Boy Scouts were coming. We were going towards them. We were going downriver, and the looks on their faces, they had look of evil on their faces, and we didn't know what was about to happen. They threw so much water at us. They took gallons of milk. They drank all the milk, and then they cut it open like you cut it open as if you're going to scoop snow. You want to guess what I use it for? And then what they did was they use it to shovel water at people passing by. And their scoutmasters sitting right there helping them do it. There were like 6 or 8 of them or something like that. And when you're on these rafts, it's no big deal. You're going to get sprayed with water, get water thrown on you. I've seen. Oh my God! I wish I had this on video. You bring large buckets to bail water, and there were these 2 boats. And what you would do is you try to get next to another boat, and then you try and grab their bail bucket, and then you just dump as much water into their boat as you can. And I saw this view because they had tried to get next to us. We always maneuvered away because we knew what was going on. I saw from a little bit of a distance, enough that we could shout at them and hear them yelling and stuff. You see this guy grabbing onto the other boat and the big smiles on their face, and they got these bail buckets. I'm talking about pickle buckets. Are they like 100-gallon buckets or something like that? They got these bail buckets, and they're just loading water into the other boat as quickly as they can, and the whole thing sank. And one of the guys, like he's at a concert, was passed between the 2 boats, and he lost his wallet. I don't remember if he found it or not, but I remember walking around in the water trying to help him find it. Um, I got other stories. The one with my dog is kind of funny, but that's for another day. The most people I went with was like 200 people. We had like 20 boats, and you want to, if you go when there's a lot of water, you think it's more dangerous, you do a lot less paddling. If there's a little bit of water, you got to do a lot more paddling. And you want to go when there's a dam release, because when there's a dam release, Um, you do less paddling. And you can do things like get out and swim a little bit, but you do got to be careful because you never know what's in the water. Like they told us that there were trains in the water. Okay, so that's one of my rafting stories. If you have any questions or comments, please post below.